Let's just hit that button too. Whoops. So I guess we'll miss the well. You don't really miss that much. I just watched one trailer and it's like, oh, I'm gonna drop all this other stuff anyway. So, and now that I think about it, I need to open up something because I realized that I'm gonna be running into something this season, and I wanted to talk about some stuff. Ah, yes, there it is. Okay. What's next? Call of the Night. Racked by insomnia and wanderlust, Koyamori is driven into the moonlit streets every night in a nameless search for something he can't seem to name. His nightly ritual is marked by purposeless introspection until he meets Nazuna, who might just be a vampire. Ko's new companion could offer him dark gifts and a vampire's immortality. But there are conditions that must be met before Ko can sink his teeth into vampirism. And he'll have to discover just how far he's willing to go to satisfy his desires before he can heed the call of the night. I watched another anime some other time that was like Call of the. I believe it was the same thing, Call of the Night. I don't maybe, but it's totally unrelated. It was just some like fever dream shit. Um, And I don't, you know what? I don't really like vampires personally. The last show I watched that had vampires was, oh, what was it called? Um, oh God, it had that. They were in Russia and Twilight. I actually had to go. Hey there, Maelstrom. I actually had to go watch Twilight with my little sister when it came out. And the interesting thing is that there's a Native American actor in there, and I was in university at the time, and I think the same week, my professor had made us watch this movie that had that same actor in it, and it was some Native American movie, and she's like, "Yeah, he just takes a lot of Native American roles because he's Native American." So I was like, "Yeah," because I had to tell her about that. I only watched the first Twilight, then I never watched the rest of them because fortunately I didn't have to. Fortunate. Oh yeah, let's watch the trailer. That was way too loud. But I'd watched this talk that Crispin Freeman, who's like my favorite anime and video game voice actor, was giving about because he likes vampires a lot. He did like Alucard and Helsing, and he was talking about Twilight and like Buffy and all this other stuff. And he's like, to me, vampires are all about sex and everything. And I kind of got that vibe from this trailer. I think I will. I'm gonna give that a chance. Um, so yeah, it looked really good, but vampires are not particularly my thing, unless they're like the vampires from Helsing, where they're just Quentin Tarantino vampires that are shooting the fuck out of everybody and just like tearing shit up. Um, then they're cool. Uh, let's move on to card fight. Vanguard Will plus dress. Who's Will? Girls like vampires? Do they? Do they? I thought they just like bodice rippers and shit like that. Well, you know what? If vampires are about sex, then it does stand to reason. You know, does stand to reason. I've never really actually watched Yu-Gi-Oh. I only watched like one or two episodes, and it happened to be the episode where he brought out Exodia or whatever, and they were on a cruise ship or something. I will be skipping this. Chimobo. This looks like something that I'm totally not gonna watch. Um, yeah, I guess I fucked up in doing the bot because it's not sending a notification to the server. Whatever. So comedy and demons. What? You can only do that in Joshing Chan. The heartwarming comedy centers on Chimimo, a messenger of hell and shape-shifting evil demon. Aren't isn't that like a tautology there that aren't all demons evil? Chimimo is one of 12 evil demons, not a good one, whose mission is to turn the human world into hell. The 12 demons, along with Hellson, go to the human world, but Hellson and Chimimo become freeloaders to a family of three sisters named Mutsumi, Hazuki, and Mei. Classroom of the Elite 2. I have never watched Classroom of the Elite 1. It didn't look like my cup of tea, so I am skipping that. Uh, just not going to be into it. Okay, let's see. D4DJ. This is like Bang Dream. I've seen a lot of people that I talk to spam it. So I'm going to get around to this some point. So I don't know if I'm going to even watch it this season. Oh, they're like just the actors. They couldn't afford to do animation yet. Okay, yeah, they're not going to show anything about the show, so I'm not going to watch the rest of that. But I will get around to watching D4DJ some point. Trademark symbol. Okay, deathmatch. Real Nikoi Shitaru. I always love it when they'll give a synopsis. It's a TV special for 3 minutes and 35 seconds. And okay, this looks like the full thing, so I'm not even going to bother watching that. I will just skip that. Nothing to know about that. Delicious Party Pretty Cure. Not going to watch it because I'm currently trying to get through Pretty Cure, all the seasons, and I'm currently on Go Princess, and it's going to take me a while to get over here. I think I've got that slated for winter 2023, and then I could go back into Mecha Anime and watch that stuff. Because I'm planning to do a run of Xenogears and Xenosaga starting summer 2023, and I just wanted to catch up on a few more anime before I did that because I wanted to point out all the Gundam and other mecha anime references that they make because there's a fuck ton of them there, and that's just something I wanted to do for my runs. Digimon Ghost Game, I that started a long time ago, and I don't know when I'm ever going to get around to this. I've been watching Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai. I think this is going to hit 100 episodes. It's currently in the 80s, and I just don't know how this show keeps going. It's like just doesn't stop. It's actually a really good show. It's got a lot of great action. It's great adventure, but it just keeps going. And I'm like, this needs to end at some point. Like they're actually in the final dungeon about to fight the final boss, but somehow they keep finding ways to keep it going. Pokemon keeps getting new seasons, so yeah, it's still going. I don't know what they're on right now. I won't be surprised if we see Pokemon down here somewhere at some point, but yeah, it's still going. There's a few shows that are still going from like forever ago, like Detective Conan, One Piece. Bleach will start up again in fall, but I'm going to talk about that later. I think those are the only ones I can remember. Yeah, One Piece will be going forever. So will Detective Conan. Dropkick on my Devil X instant watch. I watched the previous seasons. Love it. It's a great comedy. Probably one of the best. I think Konosuba is the best comedy in anime, but this I would put right after it. A devil known by the name Joshin-chan is suddenly summoned from hell into the human realm. The one who summoned her is Hanazono Urine, a somewhat black-hearted college student living in a rundown apartment in Jimbocho. Though she successfully summoned Joshin-chan into the human realm, she has no idea how to send her back to hell. So Urine and Joshin-chan have no choice but to start living together, but according to Joshin-chan, a summoned devil can return to hell if the summoner dies. So Joshin-chan's next action is she keeps trying to kill Urine-chan. This is a really good show, and I'm definitely going to be watching it. I enjoy the fuck out of this. I'm scared to check out the manga because it's a digital manga, and there's a lot of things that I've checked out that I've been like, you know what, this is just unreadable in manga form. like I tried to start watching or reading New Game because I had watched that both seasons of that, and I was like, you know what, maybe I should watch that because I did enjoy those seasons. But when I went over to read the manga, it's just some 4 panel bullshit, and it's just unreadable. Okay, let me take a drink because this is what I was going to run into. Okay, Doctor Stone. I know this is going to be anime original. This is announced a while ago, and Doctor Stone will continue in 2023 is when they slated it to be going. I don't know. It's probably going to come in winter or spring. But Doctor Stone, after I watched the first two seasons, I went and read the manga, and it is one of my favorites. It's a goated manga in my opinion, and I can't wait to see the third and seasons going on from that because it has like the artwork in it is just, oh my god, it's so good. And I know that they're not going to be able to emulate that in the TV show, but holy shit. And the stuff that has not been made into a TV show yet is the best parts of Doctor Stone when they go into the Age of Exploration and Treasure Island arcs. Yeah, it's the one where he shows how to make stuff. It's really science inclined and stuff. They try to get some scientists and engineers input on it. It's not fully there. Like I could tell because I went to physics school. Like some of the stuff is definitely embellished, but it's a really cool. It becomes an adventure manga more. Well, it's going to be an adventure show more than a science show, but it still has that whole thing going. It because he will meet up with an evil mad scientist, and that's going to be one of his adversaries. And oh my god, it's just so good. Let me think. It has like influences from like Final Fantasy VI, Xenogears, Mad Max. Uh, it just gets crazy, and I'm gonna love every moment of it. I know that the later stuff that is definitely going to be episodes that are talked about because it's going to be some of the greatest TV that's ever made. This is just going to be an original episode. I don't need to watch that. I know I'm going to be. I'm definitely going to be watching this. Unfortunately, we have to wait until 2023. And I did make a list of because I know that this is just like the interim season before we get to the main course in fall, which is where all the good stuff is going to be. And I just wanted to talk about that before I went on because in the fall season, that's when we're getting all the good stuff. And since like Doctor Stone's coming out after that, and a bunch of other stuff, it's just going to be a feast. It's going to be the age of hype. Like in fall, we're getting Bleach, the Thousand-Year Blood War. We're getting Iruma-kun season 3, My Hero Academia 6, which is going to cover probably the best material before it goes to shit. Golden Kamuy 4. Golden Kamuy is one of my favorites. It's just a goated manga, and the anime has been great as well, so I can't wait for that. Mob Psycho 3, that has been one of the greatest animation shows in the history of ever. Uzumaki, if you're into horror. I guess JoJo Part 6, Part 2, but having read it, it's not one of my favorites, but I did recently finish Part 7, and I can't wait for that to be made into an anime because that was just a wild fucking ride, and I loved every moment of it. Urusei Yatsura reboots, Gundam A Witch from Mercury, which is going to be probably the first Gundam show that has been made that is not for kids. So we'll have to see that. And it's not going to be. There's no way it could be bad as Gundam Seed Destiny. There's just no way. Or like Gundam Age. Like Gundam Age is like one of the worst shit the bed stories ever. I like how the main one of the main protagonists just came up with this solution that he was going to kill everybody for their own good. And then he didn't do it, and he's like, "You guys better be thankful." And then Beyond Fall got Doctor Stone 3, Shield Hero 3, more Goblin Slayer, more Konosuba, Bofree, which is going to be the Shield Hero, Shield Heroine. I really enjoyed that show because that was just dumb fun. It's like, oh, we're going to go into an MMO and try to break everything. Because apparently the programmers didn't know what the hell they were doing, so she was able to make this stupidly insane, powerful build. Chainsaw Man, which I have not read yet, but everybody just gushes over that. Fire Force Season 3, which is probably going to be the conclusion of Fire Force. I think that's all that they have left for material, is probably one 24-episode season, and I know for a fact that one of the fights in there is going to be one of the greatest fights ever animated, which is Arthur versus Dragon. It was just hype as fuck in the manga, and it should be hype as fuck in the anime as well. I already talked about JoJo Part 7, Ayakashi Triangle, Spy Cross Family Part 2. I've been waiting for Saga of Tanya the Evil. The first season was great, and I can't wait to see more of that, because it's like, okay, he got sent into another world. He doesn't believe in God, and so it was some entity that sent him over there, and it was like, it's an alternate history where the Germans are winning World War I. So he's a bad guy, but he got put into the body of a little child and is just going around murdering people for the hell of it. Because not for the hell of it, he just wants to get a promotion. Jujutsu Kaisen Part 2, which is probably going to have the best part of the manga. The manga has unfortunately shit the bed, in my opinion, though. I don't know why when I read it, people are like, "Oh, this is great," but like the current arc, they're just fighting people who are wearing like there's this dude that is wearing this propeller hat and goes around, and this woman that has, oh god, she has her hair turns her into a jet plane. So I'm like, and it's not even talking. It doesn't have anything to do with the main characters or anything. There's just random shit's happening now. So unfortunate for Jujutsu Kaisen. Mushoku Tensei Part 2, it just looked amazing. Attack on Titan Part 3 Super Turbo Championship Edition. Hopefully they're going to finally finish that. A reboot of Akira. If you watch the original movie, apparently this is going to do the manga and is going to do the entire story. There's a new Code Geass coming out, Z of the Recapture. They actually released some films and kind of retcon some stuff. So like the part where Shirley dies in the original series, the films retconned that and was like, no, she didn't die. And I was like, oh, what's going on there? We've got another. You've been waiting for like 3 years for Code Geass. I have no idea. I was just looking it over, and it has not even been slated for a season yet, so I can't tell you when. It's just in the works. There's a new Rurouni Kenshin. Rurouni Kenshin was one of my favorites when I first got into anime. It's like a staple if you want to watch or read anything about Battle Shonen. It's not decades early. It's probably going to come sometime in 2023. Yeah, that would be my best guess. Unless I do it like next season and they're like, yeah, we're going to do this in the fall because, every great thing has to be in the fall. And then they announced a new Trigun is going to be released as well. So I don't know what's going in that. But that's all that I saw that I was definitely going to be interested in. So yeah, I guess I could just continue on. Can't wait for Dr. Stone. It's going to be I can't wait for that fall season, but we got to get through these 3 months first. Okay, so Engage Kiss. Okay, another comedy. Okay, Bayron City, a mega float type city. I don't even know what that means. In the Pacific Ocean, which doesn't belong to any particular nation. I'd be interested in how they set up their government then. As the mine for orgonium, a new energy resource, the city is the most noticed in the world right now. And here, special cases caused by demons called D-hazards has been occurred frequently. Only a handful of people know about the existence of D-hazards. They are handled by PMCs, private military companies. If you played Metal Gear Solid 4, that's all they spammed in that game. Metal Gear Solid 4 was a disaster, in my opinion. Shu is a young man living in Bayron City who runs. You have a D-hazard? Okay, I think I know what you're talking about, but. Okay, who runs such a company, but his company is tiny. On top of that, he cherry picks his jobs, so he's always in a bind for money. His life, both publicly and privately, is being supported by the beautiful high school girl Kisara, who attends a school in Bayron City. And there is one more person that keeps him on her mind. I know an employee of a major PMC that Shu used to work for is Shu's ex-girlfriend. Kisara finds her unpleasant. At the root of Kisara's strong attachment to Shu is a contract signed between them. Her true identity is a demon. Kisara supports Shu's lifestyle and even assists his demon extermination based on their contract. The price is a dangerously sweet kiss. What the fuck? Their uncertain bond teeters between love and contract. Where is their destiny headed? But I'll give it like one episode. Alright, Extreme Hearts. Alright, the story is set in the future, not long after the... Is that really the fucking opening line that you opened with? Come on! The story is set in the future, not long after the present day. Amazing. Hypersports, which use extreme gear as support items, have become popular hobby competitions among both children and adults. Hiyori Hayama is a high school senior who has nothing to do with hypersports, but a certain incident sets the story in motion. You could have just cut that line. Whatever. This is a story about how we met our greatest friends. I'm going to skip the shit out of that because I don't have very high hopes for it at all. Let's see. Yeah, Card Fight Vanguard right there. So yeah, I don't think that's going to be a good show at all. I think my favorite sports anime so far has been Haikyuu. You got to put better effort into the animation there, and Hanebado, because Hanebado, even though it was a cringe fest and they were way overdoing the drama in it, it had excellent animation. Futo Pi. In Futo, better known as the Windy City, mysterious beings called Dopants wreak havoc by using the dangerous Gaia memories. However, there are also heroes who utilize the Gaia memories to fight these criminals. A half-boiled and indecisive Pi named... I'm guessing that's Pi, named Shotaro Hidari, and his partner Philip, an intellectual-type Pi. The two transform into Kamen Rider Double Masked Rider, the legendary hero of Fudo City. I think I'll check it out, but this says July 31st. I probably won't watch that as the season goes on because that starts so late. Hanabi-chan wa Okuragachi story reimagining Universal Entertain's Hanabi Fireworks Versus and Thunder 5 Pachi slow machines as girls working in a pachinko hall. Nope, gonna skip that. Alright, let's see, where are we now? Harem in the Labyrinth of Another World. Okay. I see we're just, mashing a bunch of genres together now. Okay, struggling with life and society, high school student Michio Kaga wonders about the internet and lands on an odd website. Is that the story of like every day of going on the internet? The website featuring a number of questions in a point-based system. How the fuck does that even work? Just the website itself allows one to create skills and abilities for a character. Upon completing his character, Kaga was transported to a game-like fantasy world and reborn as a strong man who could claim idol-level girls. Thus begins the cheat and harem legend of a reborn man. Yeah, this sounds like the typical power fantasy. Wait, does he even get hit by a truck? Yeah, I'm going back to Saga Frontier next week because that Valkyria Chronicles playthrough is ending, but I don't know if I'm going straight into Valkyria Chronicles 2 after I finish T260's campaign because there's an indie game that I saw that's an RPG and I kind of want to play it. Since the Steam sale is going on right now, I got to check to see if that's on sale, but I won't be able to get around to check until Monday, and that kind of sucks. In real life, loser creates powerful character in a game. Yeah, that seems to be the case. You know what? I'll give it a chance, but I'm not a huge fan of harems. It's all the girls. Isn't that like every anime ever though? That's just a running theme with anime because I think a lot of guys and people, like to watch shows where it's just like a power trip or something, where they don't necessarily put the work in themselves. They just want to see an overpowered character wreck everything. Because a lot of players just don't know what they're doing and they end up fucking things up. So they want to do self insert as the main character, and they're that main character just being a badass. This looks like a definite skip. That looks like it's a kid's show, so I'm not even gonna bother with it. Guy's fantasy of a girl. Well, there could be a girl that looks like that. You could never say never because there's always outliers. Isekai Yakyoku. I don't know what that means. It's another world. I know what isekai means. I just don't know what Yakyoku means. Kind of sad, actually. If they ever get a real girlfriend, they'll be shocked at how normal she'll be. Well, anyway, I'm just going to go on to this. Okay, a young pharmacologist and researcher in Japan died from overworking. No truck here either. And was reincarnated in medieval parallel Europe. He was reincarnated as a 10-year-old apprentice to a famous royal court pharmacist. Did they even have pharmacists back then? I feel like they would have just been more into like alchemy or something or bullshit that isn't actually true. Okay, where was I? Had attained an inhuman skills, inhuman skills of ability to see through disease. Yeah, apothecaries and stuff like that. Because like I believe until the Enlightenment, they were still working off of Galen stuff, and that was like 1,500 years old. So yeah, material creation and material destruction. So this sounds like some kind of alchemy stuff to me. In a society in which dubious medical practices are rampant, cross gouging through the monopoly of the Pharmacist Guild, and good medicine aren't available to the commoners. That's not even a sentence. It was recognized by the Emperor. The Emperor from Final Fantasy II. This is just going to be my headcanon here. At that time, and opened a pharmacy at the corner of the town. Okay, he will wipe out the fraud that has swept the world. He's going to wipe out the fraud, okay? And deliver to the commoners a truly effective medicine that was developed using present-day pharmacology. Wait. Yeah, just say present day. I was going to say that, but then I forgot because this isn't really the most proper grammar. Okay, thus the boy pharmacist will cheat by using his previous knowledge. That's not really cheating, If you already have the knowledge, whatever, to create innovative medicines while helping the people of the parallel world, a story about living his new life to the fullest this time. The only difficulties I see with that is okay, if you go back to the past, you know how to make this stuff, you have the knowledge, but do you have the actual means? Do you have the factories set up and everything? Would this be possible? The infrastructure for it. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna do that. They didn't even show this chick in the trailer. And I'm like, yeah, she's hot. I'll watch it for her. Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon 4? I'm going to be skipping that. I realized that I just don't like this show. I thought it was boring as hell. I know it's super popular, but it's just not for me. KJ File. Tags to be decided. You're about to air on July 10th. You just There's not even a trailer. The story is set in a world where unique kaiju suddenly begin to appear in various places around the world. Members of the United Nations Monster Observatory, okay, will explore a world where kaijus with great powers and humankind live together. That sounds interesting. I want to see what kind of a train wreck a United Nations Monster Observatory is. So I will give that a chance. Probably not going to be good, given that they don't know what it is, and they haven't developed a trailer, and it's about to air in a couple weeks. Okay, League of Nations Air Force Aviation Magic Band Luminous Witches. I will definitely watch that because that's related to Strike Witches, and I like that. I know that show started off as really etchy, but they moved it towards being an action show, and the last season that they aired had some really good action in it. But this is supposed to be no action, so okay. Love Life Superstar season 2. I'll watch that. I watched the first season and like. And you know what? There hasn't been anything that has actually name changes are always legal in nature. Well, they have it marked as Sunrise, but they're actually Bondi Namco Pictures now because they wanted to make it official after like 20 years of owning them. I guess. Whatever. Okay, Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer. Fuck is a biscuit hammer? One day, unremarkable college student Yuhi Amamiya meets a talking lizard who asks for his help saving Earth from a crisis. Before he could refuse, Yuhi is turned into a member of the Beast Knights and given a ring that gives him the psychic power domain control. He is then immediately attacked by an enemy. But just as all seems lost, he's saved by the girl next door, Samadare. But it turns out Samadare isn't really a savior of any kind. She's actually a demon lord who wants to conquer Earth. Drawn to her absurd strength and evil charms. Yeah, like every time I see a woman walking down the street, I'm just like, yeah, her absurd strength and evil charms. That's what does it for me. Yuhi becomes her devoted servant and acts to support her wicked schemes. This actually sounds interesting. I guess I'll give it an episode to tell me what it's about. Okay, Licorice Recoil. Action and sci-fi. Okay. For these peaceful days, there's a secret behind it all. Okay. A secret organization that prevents crimes. DA, Direct Attack, not District Attorney. And their group of all-girl agents, Licorice. This peaceful everyday life is all thanks to these young girls. Like, I felt like it was going to end the synopsis right there. Okay, the elite Chisato Nishigeki is the strongest Licorice agent of all time. Alongside is Takina Inoue, the talented but mysterious Licorice. They work together at one of its branches, Cafe Licoreko, like G-Reco. If this is anything like Gundam G-Reco, I will have no idea what's going on, and it'll just end up being a fever dream at the end. Okay, here are the orders this cafe takes range from coffee and sweets to childcare, shopping, teaching Japanese to foreign students, etc. The free-spirited and optimistic pacifist Chisato. That's not even a sentence. And the cool-headed and efficient Takina. The chaotic everyday lives of this mismatched duo begin. I doubt that's a feminist fantasy. I will give this an episode to let it show me what it's about. Just based off the synopsis and the trailer, it looks like it's going to be another G-Reco. It's just going to be a fever dream. I have no fucking idea what was going on there. It made it sound like the synopsis made it sound like it's some kind of action show, and then the trailer makes it. What is going on with this even? I will watch more Made in Abyss. Made in Abyss is amazing. I was just saying, shows that are going to blow me away with their backgrounds, and I'm sure this was going to blow me away with the backgrounds as soon as I watch it. Oh, what's this? Musashi no synopsis, no trailer, no watch. Okay, my isekai life. How many isekais is that so far? Let's see. Isekai 3 matches. There's probably more isekai than that. Okay, premieres with the first 2 episodes back to back. Getting isekai. Okay, hopefully we're gonna see a truck here. To a magical world and developing incredible powers is every otaku's wildest dream, but for salaryman Yuji Sano, it's the stuff of absolute nightmare. He's in the middle of a mountain of work when he gets unwillingly pulled into a fantasy realm where he accomplishes the enviable feat of developing a second character class by making the most of his monster tamer abilities. Now he's traded the office for adventuring to making a living, but he keeps getting roped into major events because his powers are unmatched, second to none, and he doesn't even realize it yet. Okay, so your basic, I will skip that. Get into the drop phase of yeah. I watched these first episodes, but I definitely did like that. My stepmom's daughter is my ex. Okay, so we got like the sequel to Domestic Girlfriend. A boy and a girl started dating in middle school. They were lovey-dovey at first, but due to a misunderstanding over something trivial, they started feeling more frustration than excitement. In the end, they broke up when they graduated. However, Mizoto Irido and Yume Ayai meet again in a surprising way before they start high school. Obviously, I'm the older brother here. Obviously, I'm the older sister here. The child of their parents' new spouse is the ex they just broke up with. Okay, so this is exactly Domestic Girlfriend. Okay, out of consideration for their parents, this former couple comes up with a sibling rule, which is we're just gonna fuck each other, and our parents will get married, and it'll be awkward, but that's okay. Okay, whoever starts seeing the other as potentially attractive loses. Okay, but they sometimes run into each other right after a bath. They also alone on their way to and from school. So, okay, so just based off these last few sentences, I'm assuming it's like going to be like every harem anime that I just absolutely hate and despise because the characters are all cowards and everything. Okay, so I think I'm gonna skip this, but if I later learn out that it's gonna be just a complete dumpster fire train wreck, I might watch it. I'm talking about like a Domestic Girlfriend level, Konakari level, where I hate myself for reading Konakari. I'm just I've wasted my life and I'm a disappointment. Okay, Nights with a Cat. When Fuda comes home tired at night, all he wants to do is spend time with his new cat. All the mysterious habits and mannerisms of how I don't need to watch this. I love cats, so yeah, you don't have to convince me. Okay, Orient Part 2. I believe I watched the first episode of this and I was like, whoa, this is going to suck. And so I dropped it. So, yeah, I'm going to skip that. Overlord, yeah, whatever. Overlord 4. Overlord, I tried to see if I was going to be interested in it. So I looked at you know what? Let's just watch the trailer because I'll be able to talk about it. That's a definite skip for me. I haven't even watched the first 3 seasons. Over the Rainbow. This looks like some kid shit. Oh, that's actually the full short. No synopsis. I will just skip that then. Phantom of the Idol. Actually, I'm gonna take a break real quick. I'll be right back. I wanna get another drink out there. Okay, I'm back. I had to get another drink and use the bathroom and everything. And actually, I looked up what that game I was talking about. It's called Crystal Project, and it's like a. It looks like a Minecraft world, but you don't do all that digging and stuff. And it's got this class system that reminded me of Final Fantasy V, and I was like, I have to play that. Okay, so Phantom of the Idol. Okay, Yuya, one half of the boy pop duo Zings, maybe the laziest performer in the Japanese music industry. His partner is out there giving 110% every night, and thankfully, he's quite popular. But Yuya's half assed sloppy dancing and his frankly hostile attitude toward the audience has the fans hating him and his agent looking for any excuse to cut him loose. The career of a pop idol just isn't the path of easy leisure and adulation Yuya expected. After a particularly lifeless concert appearance, Yuya meets a girl backstage. She's dressed to the nines in a colorful outfit. She's full of vim and vigor, and all she wants from life is to perform. There's just one problem. She's been dead for a year. Yeah, that's a pretty big problem. This is the ghost of Asahi Bogami, the beloved singer whose time on stage was tragically cut short. Unless, if ghosts are real, is spirit possession really that much of a stretch? Okay, so yeah, this sounds like the synopsis for another show I watched, but I can't. The name of it's not coming to me. It was an idol show as well, and um, what happened is maybe I shouldn't say because of spoilers, but this is definitely the same thing because there's a ghost in that show and there's a ghost in this show. Let's watch the trailer. Yeah, it is based off a manga. Oh, Market is considering, but I'm not going to watch the show. Let's see, Prima Doll. Cafe Kuronekate boasts an unusual roster of employees. A group of automata or autonomous mechanical dolls serve their patrons with a smile, but they weren't always so suited to domestic life. Just a few years prior, automata served as weapons in the Great War, fulfilling the bloody purpose of for which they were created. This kind of sounds like Mahoramatic. Now that the war has ended, these machines with human hearts search for their place in an unfamiliar, peaceful world, and their search begins at the Kuroneke Cafe. Okay, the Black Cat something cafe. I'm gonna give that a chance to tell me some more about it, but best looking show so far. Rent a Girlfriend Season 2. I am current on the manga. I have no intention of putting myself through further misery. I don't know what I was thinking when I decided to read this. I'm a failure at life for having read this, and I will never be able to recover from it. So I'm skipping that. Ruby, Ice Queendom. In a world of remnant, a place where science and fairy tales coexist, human civilization is plagued by deadly monsters known as the Grimm. For a time, victory by the Grimm seemed all but certain, if not for the heroism of those sworn to protect humanity, huntsmen and huntresses. These warriors are trained and assembled into teams at schools like Beacon Academy, where Ruby meets Weiss and Blake, forming Team Ruby along with Ruby's sister Yawn. White Team Ruby studies to become the greatest huntresses the world of Remnant has ever known. They are faced with a horrifying threat. Yeah, Konakari right there. That's the horrifying threat. I have never actually watched Ruby, but I know my friends are huge fans of it. Like, I went over to their places one day, and they were just sitting there before I got there, or just watching episodes of Ruby. But I like never watched it. Like, I just don't watch. I didn't watch things till like 2016. I don't know why I was not interested in watching things at all. Episodes 1 to 3. Can you just give me the PVs? I've never watched that. Thought your buddy hadn't given you the rest. I've never watched that, so I don't know what that's like. Was it good or bad? It clearly cannot be as bad as Rent a Girlfriend. I'm gonna give this a chance though. That looked really good. Yeah, it sucks when something gets axed while you're reading it. Really sucked that Bleach got axed too. Like, and then Kubo shows up like in 2020, drops another 50-page chapter, baits everybody into like, oh, I'm making more stuff, and then refuses to elaborate further. Okay, but it was about these two girls with humongous boobs. Was it just about their boobs? So surprising they axed it. I don't know, man. Those titty mangas sell really well. Okay, Shadows House season 2. I was gonna watch the first season, but then I decided I'm gonna read the manga instead because I find that reading manga is a lot easier. I'm able to get through it faster, unless it's Rent a Girlfriend. That was a slog, and I'm why did I ever do this to myself? And now I have sunk all my costs because I'm an idiot, and I just want to know how this train wreck ends. Why would I ever do this to myself? Like I need to be admonished more. But yeah, I'm gonna read the manga for Shadow's House at some point. So I'm actually gonna skip the anime. I think the anime actually looked pretty good. Shadowverse Flame, I believe I put that on my watching list last season, and I didn't start watching it, but I want to watch it. I can't remember the reason. I think I watched like one episode of it, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll continue with this," but at this point, I just can't even remember. So yeah, I'll just leave that there and not talking about it because it's just continuing. And since I haven't continued watching it, there's no point. Okay, shine on Bakumatsu Bad Boys. In the era when samurai controlled Japan, the masked demons annihilated all but one member of the Shinsengumi who had worked to maintain the peace and public order in Kyoto. 7 criminals are chosen as substitutes for the deceased Shinsengumi members, and they are led by Ichinbon. Oh man, Ichiban Boshi. That's fucking hard for me to say. I don't know why. Whose parents were also killed by the masked demons. He becomes a substitute for Commander Isami Kondo and goes after the masked demons with the other substitutes to avenge his parents' deaths. Former criminals rise up to restore peace and order as their crazy story begins. Oh, for some reason I thought this was based off of a manga, but it says it's a completely anime original. They had to bleep that out. They were like, "Man, whatever he said was just too crazy." You know what? I'm gonna give that a chance. I liked what it looked like, and I want to see more about that. Shine Post. The idol unit Tings has big dreams, but only small achievements, and is not very popular. The best manager in the world was supposed to be their savior, but I'm not interested in being your young manager. The man who shows up is Naosei Hinaki, a man with no motivation. However, he has a special power. This is the story of you and the girls. This is not the story about me. I'm sorry to tell you that. No, no. I'm not self inserting. And the girls shining brightly to become absolute units. Absolute units, okay. Absolute idols. The best idol entertainment begins here. Hey there, the zoo. How's it going? Yeah, this is a story about a bunch of girls that are going to become absolute units. I don't really worry about numbers myself. You know what? I'm gonna give this a chance to see, but I don't know what to say about that. The character designs looked good, but that's about all I could say. Shoot, Goal to the Future. I'm not even gonna read the synopsis. I'm Everything I want to know about a sports anime is going to be shown to me via the anime. I wasn't even paying attention to the animation. I'm gonna skip this. I don't think that there might not have actually been an anime this season that I would have considered the best. Um, huh. Yeah, I just don't think that anything just popped to me. Can't argue that manga is faster, but anime is called anime for being animated. Oh yeah, you kind of have to be animated. Well, there have been a few shows that I've watched that haven't really had much animation. Like Backstreet Girls is one I can remember that, although I liked it and I thought it was funny, it was just basically still frames with lip flaps moving. Yeah, I'm trying to wreck my brain. You watch anime for the voice acting? There's only one voice actor that I like in anime. That's Suda Kenjiro, and he's like the only guy that I really try to look out for. In fact, who's he going to? he's got to be voicing a character this season. I don't know who, but he's got to be somewhere. And you know his voice. It's very distinct. He uses the same voice for every character. It's like he smoked cigarettes for 40 years, and yeah, he's like the best. Um, but I can't say that I really watch anime for the voice acting because I'll be honest. There's times when I'm watching it, like it's like the whole sub versus dub argument. Some people just swear that you gotta listen to the Japanese, but sometimes I just feel like some of these Japanese actors are just phoning it in and they're not doing really good jobs. But that's where you get. Actually, as this season is ending, I will be hitting 2400 anime watched. So I'm really getting up there. I'll be getting up to 2500 soon. Life goals. I've wasted my life. You got canceled for saying I only watch dub. That's how I used to watch them all the time because we kind of started with a professor we met at a university when we after we had graduated high school. He was really big into anime and everything, so we started going over to his place and watching every weekend. At that time, the only way we could really get it was with dub, but now I mostly watch sub because it comes out faster, and you know, since it comes out faster that way, that's the choice I got. Otherwise, you have to wait a few weeks for it to come out as dub. But to each their own. I'm not gonna criticize somebody because you watch only sub or you watch only dub. Da, 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 da. Let me see if there was something else that I watched in the past that I was really into that wasn't airing last season. Um, oh, that's way back in 2021. What are my top three? I don't know, man. I just don't know. I'd put Shachiku there for just for the aesthetic and the backgrounds. That was the best one. Didn't I write a list somewhere? I can't find it. Like after I went through that big spiel of stuff that I was looking forward in fall and beyond, I was almost certain that I made something like that, but I can't find it anywhere. Oh well, I'm just stupid. Okay, so it happens. Maybe I put it in here. Nope. There's fall 2020 anime. You know what? Spy Cross Family. That has been good throughout. That yeah, I like that show too. Oh, of all time? Ah, jeez. You know what? After having just read JoJo Part 7, that's probably my favorite JoJo part, and I can't wait to see that animated. I don't know. Yeah, Monogatari, I'm not really into. I hated the. 'Cause I really hate the main characters of that show. Fate. Let me see what if I had to pick some really good shows. What would I pick? Hmm. Black Lagoon was great. I like that show. Hmm. It's kind of hard because I don't really pick favorites all the time. It's not one of those things that I like to do. Because I don't like to hedge myself into corners and stuff. Huh. I would have to I would have to really think about that. Like I knew I was really big into Kenshin when I first watched that because that was one of the OG best shonen battle anime out there. So yeah, that really had an influence on my taste. I can't really think of anything else at this moment. After watching 2400 anime, it's just kind of like formed a blur in my mind, and like there's moments I could pick out. Like, well, yeah, why don't I just go with Cross Ange because that's a train wreck, and it was like lesbian rape and murder just mixed with Invader Zim. So it was just this beautiful train wreck just derailing off the trains into a gas station and going into this glorious explosion. Yeah, so yeah, go watch Cross Ange. Berserk's not even finished, man. And you have to disambiguate that from the 2016 and 2017 Berserk to the old 90s Berserk because they had some rough animation in that. that bad CG animation and everything, and everybody's like, "Oh man, Berserk is dead." Speaking of Berserk, though, it's actually continuing because the manga Arthur had died, but they're going to be continuing. I think in August or something. I'll have to get back to that. Yeah, the anime and the manga. I actually got trolled on that once because when the 2016 Berserk was coming out, I was like, at least we're going to have Berserk in the fall or something. I don't remember when it aired, but then one of the guys came back and trolled me with a video of Guts had been stuck on a boat forever because he just hadn't been writing the story and going forward with it. I'm assuming you meant manga and not mange. Okay, Smile of the Ars Notoria, the animation. You know what? Actually, now that they're coming to mind, some good anime are Monica Magica, Psycho Pass, Gurren Lagann. Yeah, Mage. I was talking to chat, and then Maelstrom gave me Mage. Uh, oh shit, where was I? Uh, now that I have Mage, I can't think anymore. Okay, Smile of the Ars Notoria, the animation. Here in this Magic Academy city of Ashram, where everyone is required to live in dormitories, a close knit group of girls known as pentagrams, pursue their studies, including training in manners and magic to become true ladies. Yeah, Gurren Lagann. Gurren Lagann is a mecha anime, but it runs off like 100% hype. And I don't know if you've watched it, but you should definitely go watch it. Sure, yeah. I mean, they had Joshin Chan. It's definitely devil season. It's devil demon season. Um, Ars Notorio, one of the students in Ashram, lives in dorm 5 and always with her dormmate friends. Mel, who's the life of the party, Petite or Petite, I don't know which one they're going for there. Albert, who's quite quiet and does things at her own pace. Pikatrix, who wants to be the class president, and Abramellum, who's always cool. That bro guy is a moron, but somehow inspires the loser. That's yeah. Oh yeah, I love that show. They take classes and work on their school duties together, and they throw tea parties after school in that room. We'll share the girls' fun and lively days with you. I don't know about this one. Like they're like they're pentagrams, so but then it looks like it's some cute fluffy show. What? I don't know what to make of this season. Okay, so summertime rendering. I did put that down as watching, but I think I want to read the manga more. From what I've seen, it looks like it's some kind of it's kind of like a ReZero, only without. Oh God, ReZero cracks me up because I actually like the first season, but then I realized that Subaru just likes to scream a lot, and he'll scream at everybody, and most of the time he's just screaming. And especially after the second season came out, and they spent like 24 episodes on the same day, it just kind of stalled there and became really boring. But I do wanna read slash watch that. Teppen! Exclamation point times 50 billion. The maid waifu is the real hero. Well, he's not a hero. He just screams at his problems. Okay, laughing till you cry. Yayoi Sakamoto, a diehard fan of comedians and comedy acts, enrolls in the private Kazuki High School in Nanba, Osaka's entertainment district, famous as the starting point for many comedians. She reunites with Yomogi Takahashi, a childhood friend who once formed the comedy duo Kona blah 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 with her when they were little. Before long, they find themselves putting together a routine at a park like they did before. In order to enter a local shopping area's contest, at that moment, a mysterious girl calls out to them. So yeah, I'll give this a chance. Devil is a part-timer next season. I just wanted to see if they were ever going to make a second season of this, because all I want to know is if he and she hate fuck each other, and that's all I want to know. So I'm just going to watch the trailer. Yeah, I'm watching that. Okay, the maid I hired recently is mysterious. There's something really strange about the maid I just hired. No normal person could be so beautiful or cook such amazingly delicious food, or know exactly what I want before I even ask. She must be using magic, right? A spell is the only thing that can explain why my chest feels so tight whenever I look at her. I swear, I'm going to get to the bottom of what makes this maid so mysterious. I'll give that a chance. Prince of Tennis. I hate tennis, so no, I'm not going to watch that. Okay, the Yakuza's Guide to Babies. What? Just tattoo them. That'll do it. Kirishima Toru was accustomed to solving all problems through violence and was called the Demon of Sakuragi. Yet another show that mentions demons. By the underbelly of society. One day, the boss of the Sakuragi family suddenly summons Kirishima and appoints him caretaker of his only daughter, Yaika. This is the heartwarming comedy about a Yakuza crime family's right-hand man and the boss's only daughter. The two of them are about to begin their new daily lives together. Where was I? Okay, Tokyo Mew Mew Mew. The scientists of the Mew Project use DNA of endangered species to create a team of heroines imbued with amazing superhuman abilities. One of them, Ichigo Momomiya, awakens to discover she is armed with all the skills of an Iriomote cat. I'm guessing that's a breed of cat that I just don't know about. Unless it's some made up bullshit. Ichigo must band together with other Mew Mew girls to repel an alien incursion, all the while hiding their thrilling double lives from friends and family. Can't go wrong with cat girls. No, you can't. You can't go wrong with cat girls. Okay, The Uncle from Another World. Autumn 2017. Hit by a truck. What a fucking legendary show. We're already watching this. Okay, hit by a truck when he was 17 years old, Takafumi's uncle suddenly awakens from a coma that lasted 17 years. When Takafumi visits him in the hospital, he sees his uncle muttering nonsense, declaring that he has returned from another world named Bahamas? The Bahamas? Okay, clearly his uncle has lost his marbles. Takafumi is lost for words, but his uncle proves his claims of being in another dimension by using some magic. Deciding to use his uncle's powers to earn a living, and then where am I? And with no other relatives to call upon, Takafumi takes him in, and they begin to share an apartment together. While living with his uncle, Takafumi learns of his fantastical adventures and his boundless love of Sega video games. But at times, his uncle's lonely and cruel experiences fill Takafumi with both joy and sadness. Two men of different generations work hard to be video content creators in this new world. or not New World, this new and exciting otherworldly comedy set in a corner of an apartment complex. Usagi. Oh, it's another short that what is with all these shorts? Well, he definitely looks pissed off, but I'll just skip it. Whatever. Uta no Prince Sama. This looks like one of those boy band animes, and I don't really like these boy band animes, so I'm gonna skip it. It's an Otome game. Wait, an Otome game? I don't know. These usually end up being the guilty pleasures for me, but there's like no fucking synopsis or anything. I guess I'll have to skip it. I don't know anything about it. Utawa Re Ruma Mask of Truth. No, how the fuck you pronounce that? First two episodes back to back. I'm counting on you, boy. Yamato descends into chaos following the death of the Emperor. Oshutoru, the general of the right, is a fugitive accused of poisoning Empress Anju. In a battle with his pursuers, he uses the full power of the Akaruka, whatever that is, fusing his body and soul with the world itself. Before he says goodbye, he entrusts Anju and Nekone's future to his friend Haku. Taking up Oshutoru's mask and an identity, Haku abandons his Ocarina of Time. He abandons his old life. He tells everyone except Nekone, who knows the truth, that he is Oshutoru. They escape to Inakamui. It's like, what the fuck? I don't know what any of this is supposed to mean. Where Anju begins to recover, and she rises up to reclaim her rightful place as Empress. But Raiko, one of the 8 Pillar Generals, attempts to take advantage of the chaos and put a false Empress on the throne. Yamato's armies soon march for Inakamui to kill the true Empress. A war is about to begin that will engulf all of Yamato. The last chapter in the blah 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 series, all the mysteries are about to... What? There was something before this? I guess I'll give it a 28 episodes. Damn, that's a really weird episode, amount of episodes that they're getting. So, wow, 28. That's like 2 seasons and then some. Okay, Vermeil in Gold. A magician pushes through the magical world with the strongest disaster. That's a manga? That sounds like a light novel title. Meet Alto, a hapless student at Royal Ortigia Magic Academy whose academics performance leaves much to be desired. Rather than take a more sensible approach to salvaging his grades in time for graduation, Alto decides to summon a bit of otherworldly assistance. A demon? A devil? Okay, only after does he learn he's bound to the legendary she-devil, Vermeil, into service as his familiar. But while Vermeil is a powerful ally, sure to turn his grades around, her magic can only be replenished with a kiss, and that makes everything go to hell with Alto's jealous childhood friend, Lilia. Okay, so definitely watching. Okay, when will Ayamu make his move? When Ayamu Tanaka falls in love with the only other member of the school's shogi chess club. Why would you call it shogi chess? It's just shogi. I mean, it is like chess, but whatever. Urushi Yaltame, he vows to confess his love for her as soon as he can beat her in a match. But this proves difficult. Urushi is nevertheless thrown off by Ayamu's aggressive style as the two begin a cat and mouse game in both shogi and life in this heart-tickling romantic comedy. I only ever got to really play chess against this one guy who was a friend of my stepdad, and he just kept kicking my ass. He was merciless. This doesn't even look interesting to me, to be honest. You're a Dako. This looks like some fucking film student shit. Tom Sawyer Island is a city with strictly controlled information. The residents of this island use a visual information device called Decoration Customizer, to go back and forth between the super reproduction space and virtual space. There is a numerical social credit system among the residents measured in units called love. What the fuck are they even going on about? The amount of love one determines a resident's social standing, and this system is the reason for their peaceful society. Collecting a lot of love allows residents to expand their Dako capabilities, I heard that actually the social credits system doesn't actually exist over there. It was just something that was proposed as legislation, and it got shot down. But then I didn't even look further into it. But it's probably something that they would implement because they're going full totalitarian over there. Um, Probably be where the U.S. goes in a few years anyway. Collecting a lot of love allows residents to expand their deco capabilities. So, what the fuck are they even talking about? You have to get love so that you can decorate your place? What? On Tom Sawyer Island, rumors spread of a Phantom Zero, rumored to be causing a zero phenomenon. I can't even at this point. This is melting my brain. In which love is lost. One day, a girl named Barry Bonds gets caught up investigating the mysterious zero phenomenon of lost love and ends up becoming an invisible being called Ure. Barry then meets another Ure and a genius hacker. You can't be serious. Hack. Choice the ghost. Where? What is the fuck they're taught? No, what? As Barry works to solve cases at the Ghost Detective Club, she becomes closer to uncovering the truths hidden on Tom Sawyer Island. This just sounds like a fever dream, man. All right. I should probably take another break before I move on into the movies and OVAs. So I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So let's see. Let's not do it by popularity. Title. That way we don't have to worry about that and we'll get the most popular things right out of the way. And then everybody like, oh, you know what? It's time to go home. Okay, so actually, I really like Aikatsu. I watched the entire thing. Well, no, I haven't because Aikatsu Planet still exists, and I still haven't watched that. So they're coming out with some Aikatsu stuff. I'll just put that down. On Pan Man and the Transformation Carnival. Oh man, that totally looks like a kid's show. I'm not even gonna bother with that. Aria, okay. Backflip the movie. Okay, wow, they're making a movie out of this. Actually watched the TV show and that it had some actual really good animation. It's about gymnastics. All right, Bang Dream Film Live. I think that's just like a concert thing. So Dragon Ball Super Superhero. Yeah, they release the anime in theaters, mostly in Japan though, but they do come over here and only in select cities. I remember the first one I watched was with my friends and the professor up in blah blah blah. I'm not going to tell you where it is because I don't want the crazy people coming after me. Why would I do that? Anyway, we drove up to another bigger city and watched Spriggan up there, and I can't really remember much about that movie. We all know about Dragon Ball, don't we? I don't have to read anything. Special video part 3. Actually, we watched the midnight screening of the Lord of the Ring, The Two Towers, and while we were watching it, we thought there was this really weird special effect to do a cut and transition into the next scene, but like after a second, everybody in the theater realized that was just the film burning up, and we couldn't watch the rest of the movie, so they came down and gave us tickets to another showing. It's happened twice. That's something like that has happened. Yeah, it was the scene where Elrond was talking to Arwen, and her face just went up in flames. Uh, and another time I was in the theater with my older sister, and we were watching that I guess, sequel for the villain from Snow White, Maleficent. That's what it was called. And the power kept going out in the area, so like that happened like two or three times. And they kept trying to show the movie, but then they just finally gave up and gave everybody tickets to come back because they didn't do that. And I used the ticket to actually watch a completely different movie because I had a free ticket. Okay, Gundam Wrecking. I think this is just, yeah, fourth of five films compiling the TV anime. Wrecking Gista and G is just a. Actually, let me see if I can actually pull up a pic that explains Wrecking Gista and G that I took. Is this going to be as intuitive as I think it is, or am I just going to be a disappoint? This explains everything that happens in Reconquista and G. That's all you need to know. That is from the actual show, and that explains 100% of what's going on. So I will not be watching this. Oh, five as well. I guess I already put that there. Okay, Idol Boo show movie. The plot thickens. It's just one thing after another. What's going on? I reckon G is just a fucking fever dream, and at the end of the day, I'm like, what? But that's just the way it went with Tomino after Bandai Namco bought Sunrise. He first created the ship post that is Victory Gundam, and then he went off to. If you're interested in watching the greatest anime opening ever, just watch the opening to Brain Powered. But the show is just like, what the fuck is going on half the time, and that's what Rekigi Senji is. It's just I can't even explain it. Oh, wait. Here's another pick. This also explains Rekigista and G. These are actual toilets inside of the Gundam cockpit that they can use and flush things down so that they don't have to get out of their Gundam. Yeah. Actually, I was taking. I had started up karate classes again because I'd started losing weight and everything, and I was using that as cardio. And let's see. I started before. I think it was in the winter of 2019, before the pandemic really struck, and that's when I started. And then I think it was going into maybe fall of 2021, and getting a proper desk. Yeah, I have a custom desk that was built entirely to my height and measurements and everything. What I really need to do, since though I have three monitors, is get some arms so that I could put them better. Because I have the one monitor that I use to play console games all the way to the right, so I'm not actually facing the microphone when I'm playing them. Don't want to risk your health. Uh, no reason to risk your health. I don't think I'll watch this. That's a movie as well, and that just looked pretty bad. Like they should have had the time to animate that a lot better. It looked like it was in 5 frames per second or something. Isekai Quartet, I don't care. Laid back camp. Uh, just go out and relax. Yeah, I'll consider that. Mobile Suit Gundam Kukuru Stones Island. Retelling of episode 15 of the Mobile Suit Gundam TV series. What even happened in episode 15? I don't remember. Long PV. It's only a minute 38, but it's long. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's a bunch of kids on the ship as they're going around fucking shit up. I guess I'll watch that and see what's going on. One Piece film wrecked. Like I'm not gonna get to One Piece until it actually finishes its manga run, and it's gonna take me forever to get through that. Like I calculated, and so I just I'll skip that. Osumatsu-san, I've never been interested in. Recycle of the Penguin Drum Part 2. Okay, so this was multiple parts, but there's no trailer to it. Penguin Drum is actually now, I guess that dude's still not here, but Penguin Drum is a really good show. So I would also recommend watching that. But this is supposed to be like a recap or retelling of it. So I will watch that to see if they like retcon everything, anything like they did in the Code Geass movies. Teasing Master Takagi-san, not my cup of tea. But actually, they didn't put many movies out this season. The Tunnel to Summer, The Exit of Goodbyes by Studio Clap. Never heard about them. Tono Kaoru heard a rumor. The laws of space and time mean nothing to the Urashima Tunnel. If you find it, walk through and you'll find your heart's desire on the other side, in exchange for years of your own life. The years of your own life being exchanged is just the train running into you. On the night Kaoru just so happens to find himself standing in front of a tunnel that looks suspiciously like the one a rumor describes, he finds himself thinking of Karen, the sister he lost in an accident 5 years ago. Did she go in the tunnel? To Kaoru's surprise, he's been followed by the new transfer student Anzu Hanaki, who promises to help him experiment with the mysterious tunnel. What does she want from Kaoru in exchange? And what will he have left to give after the tunnel's done with him? Died waiting for the manager. You know what? There's actually a game called like Outrage Simulator or something like that. Outrage a Karen Simulator or something. Oh, I saw that too this morning. It looked really stupid. Like, why would anybody even make a game about that? This trailer told me nothing. Nothing. Like, even divorced from the politics or anything, like, why? Okay, Tokenrabu, Hanamaru's, blah blah blah, Hananomaki. They're not giving me any trailers or anything. Considering? Here's a wait. Skinomaki? It's the same. Is this the same thing? Oh, actually, let's just not watch these. Okay, Tungari, Atama, blah blah blah. Okay, after Gonta is left behind reluctantly by its family, and okay, so this is about the dog in Namie, Fukushima. During the evacuation due to the 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami disaster, Gonta's family rallies a rescue team to save all the pets left behind. You know, back when that happened, I just kept watching those videos of that tsunami, and I was like, I used to be like really scared of tornadoes, but I've gotten over that fear. And like now I'm like, you know what? I think a tsunami would be a worst natural disaster to be in. I'm gonna take a look at that. Surune, this sounds familiar, and I believe I did not want to watch it, so I'll just skip that. I would have skipped this as well. So another 9/11 to you. Were you situated in Japan at the time or something? Yeah, I was just like, man, that's holy shit, that's scary. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was actually I think I was on campus at the university when it actually happened. So, yeah, I remember just watching the videos of that as that happened that day and had my laptop with me there and everything and I was like, "Whoa, what the hell, man? That's crazy." Which speaking of, there's like a fault line along the west coast of the U.S. What is it called? But they wanted to know if it was going to be a disaster or not. So they like asked this one dude, and he's like, "Well, this is either a completely benign fault line, or this is going to be completely catastrophic." So the more they researched on it, the more they realized that yeah, it's going to be completely catastrophic when it goes off. There's like some tsunami that happened back in the 1700s in Japan, and it just came out of nowhere because nobody had felt the earthquake or something, and it just came in and just wiped everything out. And then they started collecting like Native American legends on the West Coast, and they had legends of like Thunderbird or whatever that had shaken the earth so violently in some kind of battle or something. So they're like, yeah, this is gonna be really bad. And I think I talked about it when I was playing The Last of Us 2. Tony Kawa Over the Moon for You uniform. I will watch this because this was actually a pretty good show. Yeah, I'm on OVAs. I was like, this is a movie streaming. Okay, yeah, we're on OVAs. I'm quitting heroing. Remember yeah? I watched this last season and it just went off a cliff with the last few episodes. Uh, so I'll watch this. I'll just see what's going on, and I'll probably be disappointed. The Last Summoner, a talented young cook's encounter with a hungry girl who popped up in his kitchen changes his ordinary life forever. Dora, a summoned spirit and a truly cute goddess, now calls him Master. However, he's not interested at all in trying everything he could to get away from the ghostly figure. As fate would have it, when he becomes a summoner by accident, there is no turning back in life. Where's my trailer? Who knows? I guess I'll try it out. It kind of looks interesting, but from the cover art, but the promotional art can be a lie. Kakaguri Twin Summoner anime. You know what? I'm just going with Final Fantasy 10. Stay away from the summoner. That's all I need to know. Okay, so Kakaguri Twin, is this gonna go continue off the manga or still original? Because I watched the first Kakaguri and it was like selling itself as gambling, but it was actually like, oh, this is really about sex. So yeah, maybe I'll watch that, but I will probably read the manga instead. Oh, Spriggan. Oh yeah, I was talking about that. This is the first movie that I watched, but they're making a OVA for it. I guess 6 episodes of it. Okay, a great civilization once existed on this earth. Possessing knowledge and scientific prowess far exceeding that of modern man, the relics of this ancient civilization remain hidden across the world even now, as high speed communication networks cover the globe and the peering eyes of satellites are able to expose all secrets. The armies of great nations clash as they seek to uncover and research these artifacts, which possess an unfathomable power. Member of this ancient civilization. Yeah, I can't English right now. This is a poem civilization. Oh man, I can't wait to play through Xenogears again. But then I'm like, yeah, that's still a year away. Um, Actually, more interested in playing as through Xenosaga because even though I have to suffer through Xenosaga 2, Xenosaga 3 is one of the greatest games ever made. As high speed communication networks cover the globe and the peering eyes of satellites are able to expose all secrets, the armies of. Oh, I already read that, man. I'm lost. A member of this ancient civilization carved a message into a plate. Protect our relic. It's definitely Xenogears. These are the Anima relics. Even though Um, how to parse my opinion on Xenosaga? Like, it's literally the team quitting Square and then going over to Namco and being like, "Okay, we're not making more Xenogears." Wink, wink, and then making a prequel to Xenogears. It's not a visual novel. Well, I shouldn't say that. They actually did make a visual novel that's like an hour long that you could read called Missing Year, but it just details what happens between Xenosaga 2 and 3. But it's all voice acted and cutscenes, so it's not a visual novel. Uh, yeah, there's actually a Disc 2 project, fan project that's going on that they're trying to recreate the dungeons and everything that happened in Disc 2 so that players can actually play through stuff that never got done. But looking at their timeline, it's going to take them forever to get that out. Like, they're not even going to get. I think they're doing the mass driver for where Ellie and Emeralda go. Their estimate for releasing it is summer 2023. So it's going to take them forever to do the entire disc 2. Okay, taking this message to heart, one organization aims to seal away this ancient civilization for good. The elite secret agents of this organization are known as Spriggans. What's wrong with these people? I guess I'll watch that. Bastard, heavy metal dark fantasy. Well, that tells you what you need to know. The Dark Rebel Army, which plans to resurrect the god of destruction, Anthrasax, continues to expand its power in a bid to rule the world, led by the overwhelmingly powerful four divine kings. The kingdom of Metallicana on the central these are really on the nose. Metallian continent is assaulted by the sorcerer-led Dark Rebel Army. Like, this is so on the nose. In order to save the kingdom, Tia Noto Yoko, daughter of the Great Priest, has a decision to make. She must resurrect the ancient Great Wizard who once plotted to rule the world and who is sealed within her childhood friend, Lucian Rinrin. The only thing that can undo the seal is a virgin's maiden kiss. Facing imminent danger, Yoko puts her lips on Lucian's, and in that moment, a dark and powerful energy fills the air. Female-led season. That's every anime season. The strongest, wildest, and most beautiful protagonist, the legendary wizard Dark Schneider, is finally revived. With Dark Schneider. My Hero Academia. I don't. Hero League Baseball, whatever. I don't care. Sasaki to Miyano, Sasaki and Miyano. Something about love. This is just an OVA though. Let's see. Yep, don't care. Skipping. Oh, the Mobile Suit Gundam Wish from Mercury. Oh wait, why didn't they give me a trailer? I wanna see so much. I will definitely be watching this though because I'm gonna be watching that in fall, and since this is going to be the prelude, I'm gonna need to watch that. Yoi 5000 Nin. No, Soshoku Dragon, blah 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 blah. 5,000-year-old vegan dragon. That's the first time I've heard something like that. Was living peacefully when one day a young girl showed up in his cave. She offered herself as a sacrifice in order to gain favor for her village. He played along as the great evil dragon, the Demon Lord's army leader, in order to get rid of her. However, his little white lie awoke in her hidden powers, and his peaceful life suddenly ended. Okay, I'll give it a chance, but I don't know what to think about that. Kaito Queen Circus ga Oski. Okay, in a world filled with airships, the Kaito Queen is someone who never fails to steal what they are after. Their age and gender is unknown. However, a mysterious circus troupe appears with magicians, hypnotists, and those with other special powers in its ranks. The circus troupe manages to steal the gem that Kaito Queen is after and challenges Kaito Queen to a contest. That looked kind of interesting. The East Fish Studio. That's probably Chinese as well. Call of the Night Mini. I guess I'll give it a chance. These are just going to be one episodes. Oh, baby! The anime season 2. There was a season 1? What? That's just an ending theme? Whatever. Overlord, don't care. Rilla Kuma's Theme Park Adventure. That's probably some kid shit. Alright, looks like I've gone through everything there and found some stuff that I want to watch. So I guess I'll just go and add that and everything and live happily ever after. Especially since I made a great life choice in not watching. Oh, it's not on there because I was like, yeah, I'm skipping it. Not watching season 2 of Kanekari, which would probably give me diarrhea and I'd have to vomit and everything. Just have from experience of having read the manga. So yeah, um, I can't say anything just popped out to me and got me super hyped or anything. So I'll have to see how this season actually goes. All right, so actually, I think I'm going to end it here and go back to playing video games and everything. Not today. I'm going to start back on Monday because tomorrow is my cleaning day. So everybody, take care. Have a great day, and I'll see you again in 3 months or whatever. I don't know. Maybe I'll start using my Twitch channel again. Anyway, have a great day.